What's going on, guys? Your favorite guy here again. And of course, yes, I am my favorite guy too. I am here to urge you to subscribe as always. Please do subscribe, hit the like button, tell the algorithm that you love the show because we know you do. And see you on the other side. Hello. Second episode of 2025. You guys are welcome. Did I ask you to subscribe already? Please do subscribe. Hit that notification bell and share. The show is available Mondays and Fridays, 22 hours Central African time, when Zesco allows. And it's available here on YouTube as a video podcast, late night show, and available on Spotify for podcasters, for those that love podcasting, when driving, when cooking, washing, cleaning, whatever people doing, listening to podcasts. I'm here with Mr. Jafaya.
Himself.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. And yourself, sir?
I'm okay.
You're not a blessed young man?
I'm always blessed.
You're always blessed. Well, as it.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you so much. That's why my eyes feel some type of way.
Your eyes feel some type of way because your birthday?
Yeah, because it was my birthday.
Explain.
I should explain?
Yeah.
You know when it's your birthday.
Okay. You don't need... But how does it feel being the age that you are now?
You're always so careful, in these things.
Yeah, by the way, everything we say on the show is for entertainment purposes only. People are entering left, right, and center now.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel more mature, maybe. Not much of a difference.
Not much of a difference. In my days, che.
In my days, but I think Kukura now going to go in pieces. It's a scam.
I never like to look at it that way because I always want to have a good attitude towards growing up. I feel like accumulation of years comes with a very serious accumulation of experience. Just by the years you've accumulated, you can do seminars right now. Telling young men how to successfully live your 20s.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. I can do that.
Okay, no,
we're mature, as I said.
We are glad that you're here with us again, this new year of yours. I always tell people, we live on different days. Yeah. We were just given a calendar to make our days the same, but we live on different days.
Yeah, thank you very much, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so are you ready for the show today?
I was born ready.
You were born ready. All right, so we have a couple of things we're discussing on the show today. A couple of things we're discussing. A lot has happened over the past week. I hope you guys enjoyed the last episode. Thank you so much to everyone that came to watch. You turned up in your numbers to watch, like, subscribe, share. We're so grateful. And remember, this year we are growing with you. You're part of this show now that you have committed yourself to watching us. And we hope that we can grow together.
And you're welcome to our lives.
Yeah. And thank you for accepting us into yours. Yeah, so we have a number of things we're discussing on the show today. Fighting escalates in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. We are going a bit international today. And then the UN Rapporteur Rapporteur.
Rapporteur.
Or Rapporteur, as one Mumbipiri says. The UN Rapporteur winds up, and she fearfully gave her speech before the president. As we you thought so too. As we told you guys, whenever she sits before a head of state, PTSD.
What do you expect, man? She's from Bangladesh.
Exactly, PTSD. So when she sits before a head of state, she expects, Shalube. Then I know, right? Then the US halts HIV drug distribution and then rescinds the decision. Well, not only HIV drug distribution, but of course we know that this is the biggest part. Then cholera outbreak on the Copper Belt that time of the year. Yeah, so it's going to be quite an interesting show. We'll run through it so we don't give you too much of a show that you fail to reach the end. Yeah, so DR Congo's rebels vow to take Kinshasa after claiming capture of Goma. UN claims M23 fighters backed by thousands of Rwandan soldiers in lightning offensive on country's mineral-rich east. Yeah, so there's been a couple of disputes going on the Congo, and it's a whole lot. Are you okay, sir?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Yeah, it's a whole lot. So there's this group of people that are being denied. They are currently stateless, so to say, because Rwanda is denying them, Congo is denying them, and it has brought about fighting. Yeah, and so there are three countries basically involved in this fighting. There's Rwanda, there's Congo, and there's South Africa. And the presidents are not amused. The presidents are not willing to rescind their decisions or back down. Yeah, so we are also aware that in Congo recently, did you see the mass execution that took place?
In Goma?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw some videos.
What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's deep, man. War is nasty.
War is nasty. But do you suppose that those gentlemen that were executed deserved it? What's your stance on this? What would Irene Kumeka Khan say?
Yeah, I think such kind of violence is never an answer to anything.
When you say such kind of violence, are you talking about the execution, or you're talking about what they did to cause the execution?
No, wait. For the which guys are you talking about? The gang members?
Yes, gang members.
No, because there were some videos of the M23 killing people.
No. I'm talking about the gang members.
No, those were not executed. They're not executed yet. They were just taken to a place where they're supposed to wait for the execution.
Are you sure they were not? You didn't see the execution?
No, they are not executed yet.
Chofia.
Did they hang them?
No, they were. What do you call that? Firing squad. You did not see.
No, maybe we saw some old videos.
No, there was an execution that
are
took
those
place
the guys who are wearing the blue and the yellow things?
Blue and yellow. I don't remember what
they are the ones that belong to the gangs, right?
Yes.
No, those are not. They are not yet been executed.
Please show me such of
Yeah, please. I need to see that.
No, there were some mass executions that took place in Congo. I'm surprised you didn't see it.
I didn't see that. I thought they were earmarked to be execution.
Yeah. No, the ringleaders were not killed, but the ones that were following them.
Oh.
Anyway, you guys tell us in the comments whether I am right or Chofia is wrong.
Yeah.
And also tell us what you think about what's going on in Congo, because it's Congo is our arguably richest, mineral richest country, arguably in Africa, and has not been at peace for a very long time. And this is because of their minerals. So, yeah,
you can say that, but also this fight in Eastern Congo has been also ethnic. Because
it's ethnic, but what do you think South Africa's interests are?
So the thing is that South Africa, you're right actually, but I think the larger part of it is that it's an ethnic war, and then some other people have taken advantage.
Yeah, but don't you think the ethnic war is also because the particular area they are talking about is the mineral rich?
Yeah, I think you can say that, because the fact is that Eastern Congo and Goma in particular has got a lot of minerals.
Yeah.
But these guys, the M23 rebels or fighters. These guys are sort of the owners of the place because these are Congolese.
Yeah.
Of course, some people have been saying that these are Rwandese and what. It's not true. But they're Tutsis.
Yes. From Congo.
Yes. From Congo. So.
And the former president was part of them. Not so.
Kabila. That's Kagame.
Kabila. He grew up with them actually.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, but South Africa has been sending peacekeepers. But also, those people also, it's been rumored that they've been fighting against some of the forces in Congo. Because in Congo, there's also what they call the FDLR, which is also another militia group. So apparently, South Africa has been supporting them. But from what we know, South Africa only goes there as peacekeepers. And I think South Africa has been dragged into this so much because, a UN camp was attacked by these M23 rebels, and they killed, I think, 13 people or 14. 11 of them were South African soldiers. And 3 Malawian soldiers. So I think this is where South Africa is entangled in it now.
Yeah, and Malawi has been quite quiet. They don't want to involve themselves in this. Yeah, so some residents of Congo, particularly Goma, had a lot to say about this. Take a look.
Mie kufika yangu hapa, sababu siku tulisikia bombe kabisa banasema seba na karibia. Basi njo tulisema acha tutoke Mubaburende, basi tusikie habari jinsi ziko na kama mjini ya Sake iko namna gani.
Wazere mabombe ziko nalia na mpaka saa hii bombe ziko nalia na ziko nalia ovyo ovyo sana. Sisi population tusha shangala na tusha ogopa, tunakosa kama tutakimbilia wapi na hakuna kwa kukimbilia. Ndio tuko naomba gouvernement ifanye ma disposition zake zote, itoshe basoda benye biko muvile waende kumalini de front juba tusaidie kutosha baadui.
Na tuko na shikwa na boga sana. Na tunaona basoda na bazalendo bako na bablese bako natoka kule. Alo tunapenda gouvernement ikamate basoda yote ibabebe kulini de front juu na sie tupate amani, tuangalie gisi na sie tutaikala na kimya.
Yeah, it's quite terrible. I always imagine what it would feel like to have shooting and bombing and soldiers within proximity to where you live. It must be a terrifying feeling.
Yeah, as I said, war is nasty, brother.
Yes, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I must say that we're really lucky as Zambians to have never experienced such a thing.
Yes, and that's why for those people that are always saying, even if the economy is bad, we are thankful that we have peace in Zambia. It makes me wonder, why are you appreciating peace when you've never had war?
That's a very good one.
These people in Congo, they should be the ones to appreciate peace if they have peace, or when they eventually do have peace. We do pray for the people in Congo that they eventually have peace. The president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, is not amused by South Africa's involvement in this, by the stance of the South African president, and also by generally the fact that the president of Congo is denying these people, saying they are Rwandese. He's not amused, and take a look.
Last 2 days, on Monday and today this morning, I spoke with the president of South Africa, who sought me out to speak with me on this matter because of their involvement in Eastern Congo. And he's also there pretending to be playing a peacemaker role. And he has a force that has been fighting alongside FDLR and has been fighting the M23 on the instructions of Tshisekedi, because these are people who are not supposed to be in Congo, that these are from Rwanda, or the M23 are not Rwandans, please. These are Congolese, and one time he accepts it, then another time he says, no, part of it is yes, and then the other part is from Rwanda, and these are He keeps on going. And how do we, leaders of our own countries, accept this to go on forever and just accept that we shall be manipulated by Tshisekedi or whoever is supporting him? And South Africa dares even issue threats about what is likely to happen after that and so on and so forth. Of course, we will see what threats they are talking about. Maybe they should have done that exactly for which they have been issuing threats. They should have done it to clean up the mess in Eastern Congo, or to fight back those who have been trying to clean up the mess.
Yeah, so he said a lot, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, exactly. But also, Rwanda has been so much into this, has been dragged into this, which is somehow true. Rwanda has been supporting the M23 fighters, which somehow is fine to me. I mean, if M23 has got Rwanda's interests, I mean, there's no problem. People have allies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also pray that there's an amicable solution to this, which I doubt, by the way, that there'll be an amicable solution, because this war has been there since time immemorial in Eastern Congo. This was sort of a spillover of the 1994 Rwandan genocide. Because the Tutsis were the ones who were being massacred.
So, is that how they found themselves in Congo, or maybe?
Now listen, no, these Tutsis are Congolese. Okay. Because you can imagine
it's like the way we have Zambian and Zimbabwean Tongas.
Very good.
Okay.
The way we have Zambian and Malawi and Chewas. It's because the people who draw borders, they didn't consider the people that were living on this land. They drew arbitrary borders. So wanajua pakati,
dividing a tribe
exactly
into two separate.
Yes.
So this is a white people problem.
Somehow you can say that. And now they want to come and present as if they're the ones who have the solutions. Yeah. So we'll wait and see. I don't know if there will be any amicable solutions.
Sending us people from Bangladesh to inspect our... Yeah, we do hope there will be an amicable solution. I honestly think, even though there is this dictatorial image that has been painted of Kagame, he does look like a reasonable person. Of the three presidents that are involved in this, he looks like the most reasonable. I say this because I think of Ramaphosa as that guy that he wants to prove himself. He's always trying to prove himself. Like, no, even me. You know, like recently I heard him commenting on Donald Trump and some of the policies and whatnot. And he was just coming out like, even if you keep your America, we have our South Africa. Yeah, so I feel like he always comes out a certain way. He doesn't want to be bested. Kagame is a very confident man.
Yeah, and also he's got a vast experience. Because
yes,
Kagame, there was a Rwanda before 1994. There was a genocide in Rwanda before 1994.
Yes.
There was one which is in the 1950s. It wasn't as bad as 1994. So this guy moved from Rwanda to Uganda to seek refuge. So he lived in Uganda for a very long time, until a point where Museveni and the group were toppling the government. Kagame was part of those people. Yes. And then now, during the 1994 genocide, he retreated to Rwanda, of course, and they had the RPF, Rwandan Patriotic Front, which was a rebel group, to say the least, and he was their leader. And somehow Kagame is the one who stopped the genocide.
Oh, yeah. That's why he's loved, generally.
Yeah. So he's got a lot of experience. I can't wait to see how this will pan out. As I said, I'm not hoping I'm not seeing anything good coming out of it, but I hope for the best. Yeah.
And I like what he said. He was like, no, those threats you're making, do them.
We'll wait and see.
Do them. Yeah, so speaking of freedoms and whatnot, Irene Kumeka, or Khan, the UN rapporteur that was invited to Zambia from the UN, indicates that the government has placed an importance on free speech evidenced by her being here. Her being here is evidence that the government of Zambia places importance on freedoms and freedom of speech. So she says, nevertheless, she gave some remarks. Nevertheless, she gave some remarks on her visit and her observations. They were interesting remarks.
Yeah.
I don't know whether we should come. Okay, anyway, go on.
Yeah, by the way, she met a lot of stakeholders, and what you're about to play is when she met the parliamentarians, the Parliamentary Committee on Information and Media or something like that. Yeah. So, and she was also meeting the first deputy speaker.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that we saw in that Kama picture. She's a tractor or something. A tractor Chisangana. So here she was meeting the
That's an interesting name, eh?
This was a day before she was going to give now her final findings. That being, first of all, her press statement, which you are going to see, and also that was the day before she met the president.
Okay.
So this was her second last day.
Yeah, look at her giving confidently her remarks at this event, and then compare that against when she was in front of the president. Take a look.
Freedom of expression, my mandate, is of course vital for political participation. So in a sense, there is a symbiotic relationship between Parliament that seeks to protect freedom of expression and freedom of expression that seeks to protect political participation. Because it is as important for democracy as it is for development. It is as important for elections as for education. So across the spectrum of the human rights system, freedom of opinion and expression is extremely valuable.
Worth noting is that through the legislative functions of the National Assembly of Zambia, enacted the Constitution which guarantees certain freedoms under the Bill of Rights, and specifically freedom of expression under Article number 20.
Through the executive functions, we see the Constitution and how it considers freedom of okay, I've forgotten the last word.
I don't know what they were saying there.
I know, right?
Especially first deputy speaker.
Yeah.
But I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, all I was hearing was Mr. Makozo Chikote. By the way, where is he? He hasn't given us a speech in a long time.
Yeah, it's important because he's the Minister of Energy. That's a good question. He's been missing in action.
You know, we want to know about power generation.
Of the nation.
Of the nation and our water allocation. Yeah, this was same event, right?
Yeah, so this is one of the parliamentarians now, also engaging.
Okay.
And as usual, they were saying, you should have seen the way the PF did it, and this video is very interesting.
Yes, making comparisons all the time. It's I was seeing someone do a post on social media recently. I just don't remember who, talking about how women always compare themselves to the best and men compare themselves to the worst. So when you ask a man, why haven't you done this? You'll be like, at least me, I even come home. My neighbor there doesn't come home.
That's everybody will look at it.
Can you imagine?
Why are you comparing yourself to failures?
Yeah, exactly. So,
and you know, when she came, the first day that she came, she was received by the minister. The minister said the same thing. No, it's important.
Yes.
You remember in our last show?
Everyone.
Yes.
Including the last person who spoke on this issue.
Spoiler alert.
Whom we shall not mention. But you will see. He also compared himself to...
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Take a look.
So for you to appreciate the milestones this government is making, it is paramount for you to see just a very short footage of where we are coming from the government of the Patriotic Front. Therefore, the short footage would depict issues that has to do with freedom of the media, which is press freedom, freedom of expression, freedom to do with political gatherings, as at before the elections.
A civil servant also came all the way from Rapporteur province with his wife to attend the funeral of a beloved one, but nearly lost his thumb.
Do you guys really think that's fair? Like, okay, people may be complaining that we're bad, but watch this. Watch. Have you seen what they were doing? Have you seen?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
I recognize the voice of the reporter there. He's now working for ZNBC.
Oh, he's now working for ZNBC.
Top guy, you know. It almost feels like he's a European supporter.
Makes sense. Promotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was so bad, this comparison to the previous regime, that they had to play her a video. Yeah, that was how bad it was on camera. Like we saw the video that they were playing for her. That's crazy.
The news report.
Hey. Yeah, now compare her report to this report in front of the president and tell me she wasn't afraid.
Human rights stand at a crossroads as the country prepares for general elections. And amidst all the major economic and other challenges that you face, there has been a significant political transition with the victory of the United Party for National Development and an end to a decade long rule in which was marked with grave human rights violations. So I appreciate the change that has taken place and the change on the basis of which your government came.
What do you think? Leave it in the comments what you think. Do you think she was a bit nervous? Her voice was shaking. Have you watched the Ugandan finance minister? Funniest politician in Africa. You thought Malema was funny or something like that. He's the one who said, I want to assure you that the economy is now on. Hey, colleagues. Maniuka. You know, see him.
I need to find him.
Sir, you promised there will be so many jobs. You create 800,000 jobs next year. Can you explain? Yeah, there are many things. Yeah, so now the president.
Is he young? How old?
Oh, no, he's old. All Ugandan. The Ugandan government is the one they had from independence.
The whole government.
They live when they die. Yeah, so now the president also gave his remarks on the PF. Take a look.
I think it already indicates to you that this government is open to conversations around the freedom of expression aspect of human rights. And we want to regret the fact that there was no such visitation for many years in our country, which I think would have been very useful if there was a visitation like yours, say, 4 years ago. Just 4 years ago. I think it would have created a good, if you like, a comparative analysis of what the situation was then and what the situation following the change of government is now, and I think where we should be going in order to improve or to do better things that have to do with freedom of expression in our country.
Is it just? Yeah. I was about to say that. Is it just me, or it's the or the president is slanging? You know. In the previous regime, yeah, so everyone was comparing themselves to the previous regime. And this is her final report now, talking to the press, telling us what some of her observations are in the areas she feels we need to improve. Take a look.
I have noted some positive developments that have taken place in this area of freedom of expression since the government came to power in 2021. I commend the government for adopting the Access to Information Act. As some of you will know, the discussions about this act have been going on for about 20 years. I also welcome the decriminalization of defamation of the president, but I believe that there is much more that needs to be done, and many more laws criminalize freedom of expression that should be changed or reformed or repealed and brought in line with Zambia's international legal obligations. These include, in particular, laws on criminal libel, seditious practices, insult, hate speech, cyber crimes, which can and are open because they are broad, vague. They are open to abuse, and therefore they need to be reformed. There are other laws as well that I have heard complaints about, one being the Public order.
It doesn't sound like there was anything new she was saying, honestly. She just got Edgar Lungu's speech where he complains about the things that are not right in the country, and she rehashed them.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't even know, like, if I don't know what to be the follow-up action from this, or is it just a show?
I think is there anything that the UN would do if they think we're not following? Let's say it was the worst. What would they do?
It was the worst?
Yeah, let's say...
It wouldn't come.
Not that you... Not that maybe... You don't see what I'm saying here without us having to say it. Everything we say on the show is for entertainment. It's for entertainment purposes. No, what I mean is, like, sometimes her coming, it could be a sign also that it's bad.
Oh, you can say that, yeah.
It could be, right?
If it's not, if the Zambian government was told to say, write a letter.
On top of that, she's afraid in front of the president.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
I mean, Steve Harvey came to Zambia and the president was extending his hand. He was looking the other way.
He told the president that he can't introduce himself as a celebrity.
Can you imagine?
The president must know it.
Yeah, the president should know him. Why do you expect me to introduce myself to you, Mr. Hakim the Hichalema? And Miss Kumeka comes from Bangladesh. Oh, comes from Bangladesh and UN, and she's and she's afraid. I thought the UN have more power than Steve Harvey.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
So, but for me, there's nothing new that she said.
Yeah, nothing.
Of course, her statement was very long.
HH used to talk about the Public Order Act.
Yeah.
When he was in opposition.
Yeah. She spoke about how the judiciary is being compromised. It's been used to silence critics.
Yeah.
The same thing that we already know.
Yeah.
And the laws that she talked about the Cyber Security and Cyber Crimes Act, which we already talked about.
Not much.
Yeah. About the positive side, she spoke about us having to remove the defamation of the president, which everyone talks about, of course, when they're talking about the positive things. Having to remove the death penalty. I mean, this was the reason why we did that. So that the UN should think, yeah. And she said
we thought it would be a bit more threatening. No, you will see there'll be tankers surrounding your country.
So to me, I think this just aroused the discussions again, which would die down knowing ourselves. Right now, what's more important to people is what did Yomap say about the food that he took to the craziest funeral?
and his Ford Mustang.
Yeah. So this will be talked about today and tomorrow and Kwasir. So I don't know the reason why we're still having such.
I actually saw someone say something which was his opinion, of course. He said, in Zambia, we have celebrities that are paid to distract the public. Now, this is his assumption that I am telling you. It's not coming from me. But he said...
It's possible that happens. Maybe not all the time.
It's a very huge possibility. He says, okay, when, for example, I'm just picking incidences. Thank you so much for that. From here and there and putting them together. Let's say, for example, the Kaumba brothers are arrested. Oh, no.
You like those, eh?
No. Lungo always mentions them. I don't even know what they said.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I avoid watching.
They used a lot of vulgar language.
After I saw...
They had pangas in
after
their
I
videos.
saw Why Me.
What did Why Me say?
After I saw Why Me, I realized that whenever people are accused of... sedition in Sausha's language, just don't watch it. Believe. Just believe. Have faith that they did it.
By the way, those are some of the bad laws that she talked about. I totally agree. But we've been talking about this.
Yeah.
Someone shouldn't be arrested for insulting.
For insulting, eh?
Yeah.
Ish, but the extents. Anyway, so let's say, for example, okay, just so that I don't look like I like the Kamba brothers. What is the one absurd thing that you think has happened that the people should pay attention to? Let's say there is no power, right? For 3 days in the country. Next, Chela Tukuta will take off his clothes. Hey, should I have mentioned his name? He did.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
People were talking about him not shaving and whatnot. So, yeah, so you can imagine.
God is not being said.
So you can imagine.
People were talking.
Yeah. You can imagine such a thing comes up and it totally distracts
that makes
people.
Sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
actually.
it totally distracts people from
makes a lot of sense.
the fact that that tariffs have been hiked and there's still no power.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Wait, Chela Tukuta, we'll come back to your shaving. Power has not been coming, but prices have been hiked. Then next you hear Auntie Miri was fighting with her ex-husband at an event and it will just bury the whole thing. Are these people being paid to distract the nation? And if that is the case, then it's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we
Auntie Miri and Mulwanda's fight looked a bit real.
We are paying you to fight for real. We are paying you to fight for real. Anyway, this was his assumption. I saw this.
Someone should pay me.
I saw this on TikTok. I know, right? Yeah. Shaving and...
No. That's another discussion, brother.
I know. Yeah, so in other news, the state has grabbed Bowman Lusambo's 4 houses and Range Rover. Oh, what could get worse in Bowman's life?
Clear definition of 4 of grace.
I know.
4 from grace.
Yeah, I know. What could get worse in Bowman's life?
Ish.
I think the only worst thing is they renamed his children from Edgar and Esther to Haka India and Tinta.
Makes sense. You saw the pictures of the houses, the property?
No, I didn't. It was in the
nice houses.
It was in the data that we have.
I think so. I think so. I should check.
I think there was a portion that I didn't. I think I didn't reach a certain extent. But,
okay.
Yeah.
I saw the houses.
We appreciate. Thank you so much.
I saw them.
You saw them. They were quite good, eh?
Yeah, they were quite nice houses.
Is that where he talked about having antelopes and?
Yeah, that's one of them.
Me, I have zebras.
Yeah.
Not that chicken land. You remember when he referred to someone's house as a chicken land?
Those properties, I don't know if really those properties were acquired dubiously, which by now that's what the court is telling us. People go to a great extent.
They went to a great extent, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's when it comes to Bowman, you can really ask, what? Because Bowman gave his history of his work. No, I was working at Cash Crusaders. I was working here. I was working there. Cash Crusaders, by the way, closed a long time ago. So where did he get his money from? You can really ask.
Yeah, of course, if you want to prove that, that's why we're here.
Yeah. And also in other news, the Chipata Magistrate Court, or should I say the Chipata Magistrate Court, yesterday heard that some officers that were guarding JJ Banda were drunk while they did it as he escaped. So it is alleged that the day that JJ Banda escaped, the officers that were guarding him, or at least some of them, were drunk. I don't know why that information is important now, after all this while.
No, because they're in court. They are the ones who are in court.
For how long have they been in court?
So this is now when they're starting.
Oh, this is when they're starting?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. How about...
so this was...
Lombe Charlie.
She's also in court.
She's
one of the accused, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was also appearing in court.
Ish.
Yeah, you didn't get me there. Almost.
I added the last name.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so she was one of the people there. So these people have to clear their names. So it's the people who said that they appeared drunk, or at least one of them, is a witness who's a nurse at the hospital.
Okay. Okay.
It's interesting, actually, whatever we're getting from the court.
Yeah?
Yeah. I invite everyone to check it out.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Don't just follow celebrities, please. There's so much. Rough Kid said... I saw a post by Rough Kid. Now that you had talked about your maps and food and whatnot. By the way, when we're given news, we're given everything. So we know everything. As the president says, we know everything. Rough Kid says, Kidist, please tell your husband that it's rough kid, not laugh kid.
Serious?
Then someone commented saying, why is that important? Then he commented saying, she's the only one who can say it right in their camp.
Yeah.
And indeed, he did make that mistake. He said laugh kid.
Oh. When?
When doing his press briefing about how he bought food.
Okay. He said laugh kid?
Yeah.
For what? Why was he talking about
laugh kid alatuma. Mshimwa suka.
Really?
The blood one.
She went that far?
He
went that far?
He did.
I didn't know.
It was quite a petty press briefing.
Oh, he went on name dropping?
Yeah, he went on. Yeah, but it was quite funny. Yeah, so the Trump administration has halted HIV drug distribution in poor countries. This is not just the HIV drug distribution, but it includes many other forms of aid, especially those that are focused on health. So when the Trump administration was, after inauguration rather, there were a couple of executive orders that Trump came in with, flying left, right, and center. Of course, we mentioned to you that he shocked us that there are only 2 genders. We thought there were more. And amongst these things, he also put a 90-day pause on aid to poor countries, primarily Africa. This came, of course, with a lot of fear and complaints. How can he do that? Well, not too many people are complaining, how can he do that? We're actually supporting, it's his money. So what are we going to do? Yeah, but it was a tragic pause to aid.
Yeah. You know, just for me to comment on the PEPFAR, which is the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief. In short, everyone who is on HIV medication in Zambia, who gets their medicine for free at the hospital, they benefit from this American program, where our Zambian government doesn't spend a coin on buying these ARVs. Yeah. Now, this is dangerous.
It is.
Because as we've seen, what happened this abruptly brought a lot of anxiety. Yeah, and you know, I guess this was easy to talk about with people who are not really affected.
Yes,
those who don't go to collect the ARVs for free.
Yes.
The ones who go to collect for free, Trump, I guess this was something.
And to be honest, if you're not infected, you're affected.
Yeah, exactly.
Almost everyone knows someone who is battling with the said HIV. And so no one was happy. No one was excited about it. It was something that we thought, Yeah. Yeah. And also, did you see the response by the Ministry of Health here?
No.
They were talking about how we shouldn't worry. We have stock.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
We have 5 months worth of stock.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah.
Because initially, actually, the directive was to stop even the distribution of something that is already here in Zambia. They said everything belongs to PEPFAR, so stop distributing.
No.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it belongs to them. They bought the drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
no, we wanted Trump. I get why you wanted Harris now. No, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on the brighter side, he does have a conscience after all.
I don't know if that was his decision.
I'm thinking when Trump put that pause on aid, he probably didn't really think about the details of what he was doing. He probably thought about it from the angle of how much money is going out, because how much money they give, billions every year, right?
So PEPFAR in particular, they give about 350 million,
right? Then combined with all the other aid that they're giving in terms of health.
You're right. Yes, it could be. Maybe they give over $1 billion.
Yes. So I remember I was seeing the report from Zimbabwe. The Zimbabwean government also did respond. They talked about between a certain period to a certain period, there were billions of dollars that had gone to Zimbabwe alone.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking he looked at it from the money perspective, like how much is going out to Africa? Oh, there is 75 billion. Every 5 years? Okay, let's put that on pause for now and review what it goes to. Then someone probably came and said, Sir, abantu kubala pona. Then he says, okay, allow just for AIDS and for important things. Yes, so they did rescind their decision on the HIV part. State Department permits distribution of HIV medications to resume for now. So this is still something that's under review, of course. We don't know what the future holds. Apparently, some systems are even being taken down in most of these organizations. So some of them don't even know whether there'll be a resuming of some of the programs. We also do know that some people lost their jobs due to this. A lot of people are employed by the American government, even here. Yeah, so they lost their jobs, so to say, indirectly or directly. Yeah, but...
And, you know, for me, as I was doing my research on this issue, it brought out a lot of interesting things. I mean, to start with, I didn't know that the ARVs that we're using, these that they are sending, they are sort of outdated. These are not the same ARVs that people in the UK or in America take.
Okay.
Yes. And now, when I started reading about that, for me, I knew that they were going to rescind this decision. You know how I knew?
How did you know?
Because that money that you're talking about, the billions that we're talking about, and I'll be specific on the paper part, the 350 million that they are saying they're bringing to Zambia, it does not touch Zambian accounts. It's exchanged amongst themselves in the US. So the biggest losers were going to be the American pharmaceuticals. And they can't let that happen because they produce old-fashioned ARVs to send to Africa. They need to operate. Their pharmaceuticals need to
paid,
run.
Right
and then they are paid by their own government.
It's not like money is sent.
No.
Okay.
This is the reason why they can't allow us to source our own. Not really they can't allow, but they wouldn't support us to source our own ARVs. They will find a way for us to go back to them. Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of which, Sondashi weighed in on the matter.
What did he say?
Yeah, we'll put it up there. But he talked about, maybe it's time to reconsider. Yeah, so we do have those options as well.
See, that's pity the time, by the way.
Yeah, Sondashi.
I think someone there, can I say that? I think someone there problem yet. Sondashi for me that was there when the man had a lot of energy. He was younger, so to say. We didn't want to take it up. Now we stay scampering around the place. Let's try Sondashi. And the people that are saying this, it's us who are affected.
Yes,
Let's try Sondashi. You're affected. Why don't you have another solution? This thing about aid, Dambisa, because we don't deserve to.
Dambisa Moyo. Yeah.
Dambisa Moyo wrote about this in a book 15 years ago.
Yeah.
She saw this coming.
And she spoke of it in an interview as well. You've seen that interview.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So why should we be at the mercy like this of foreigners?
Yeah.
They can pull the plug because HIV drugs are very important. If someone stays without taking these drugs and they've got HIV in their body, it just takes weeks for the body to start doing other things.
To develop a very serious resistance.
And a very bad disease, AIDS.
Yeah, that's true. We would lose close to 1 million people in Africa. We have close to 1 million people presently receiving...
You're saying in Africa?
Yeah. In Africa, we have close to 1 million people receiving every day. ARVs.
So you mean every day we have people lining up who are over 1 million?
Yes, close to 1 million.
Yeah.
Close to 1 million, yeah.
Because in Zambia, we've got more than 1 million people living with HIV.
Yes. But on a daily basis, the ones that collect...
I understand. I didn't actually understand that, which is something. Man.
So, no, we would lose a great portion of our population. Just given 90 days of a break, it would be hard to come back from that.
Yeah, and you see, the other thing is that if we had an abrupt event like this one, we cannot have our own program of procuring these drugs and them coming here within weeks.
Yes.
If that happened today, we need to wait probably at least a month.
I'm telling you.
Them.
Just look at how the government has treated the load shedding issue. Don't you guys think it's an emergency? Don't you think load shedding is an emergency? For crying out loud, honestly. Don't you think it should be something that the government should have said, okay, let's pause this important program so that we rechannel the money towards load shedding, so that people have power? Isn't it an emergency? How come we have had this issue for over a year now, and they're promising us years to come? Because they're saying, no, we need 8 rainfalls. Okay, so what do you mean? That we'll have load shedding for 8 years?
Or at least 3 years.
Yeah, or at least 3 years. What do you think will happen to people's businesses, people's incomes? What do you think will happen to the economy at large if load shedding persisted just for 3 years? You think everyone will afford solar in that 3 years?
Because the way it has been treating us for another 3 years, guy.
It would be crazy. I think this is an emergency. And now we don't have opposition.
What happened to the opposition?
Unless we're willing to vote for John Tembo.
And by the way, this week we're having by-elections in Pambasha as well as Kawambwa. It'll be interesting to see.
How many elections take place in Kawambwa?
No, sorry. Pambasha and Petauke. My bad. No, I meant Pambasha. Pambasha and Petauke.
And Petauke.
And Petauke, yeah.
JJ's,
if you want to know the results of that and everything that is going to happen during those by-elections, make sure you subscribe, press that like button and the notification bell so that you are notified next week when we come here and gather all the news, bring it to you. You don't even have to watch the news.
Exactly. I think Chofia forgot to mention, please subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell so that when we upload next week, you're notified.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so former president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, made some remarks on this whole HIV and AIDS. That's no pun intended. Yeah. Yeah, so check it out.
Yeah, he meant aid actually.
Yeah, aid, not AIDS.
That's what you think.
Yeah, aid. Check it out.
I saw some people the other day crying, I don't know, Trump has removed money. He said he's not giving us any more money. Watu wanalia. Why are you crying? It's not your government, it's not your country. No. He has no reason to give you anything. I mean, you don't pay taxes in America. He is appealing to his people. Shauri yenu bana. This is a wake-up call for you to say, okay, what are we going to do to help ourselves? Instead of crying, tujiulize, what are we going to do? Haya ametoa hiyo pesa, sasa tutafanya namna gani jameni? What are we going to do? Yeah? To support ourselves. Because nobody is going to continue holding out a hand there to give you. It is time for us to use our resources for the right things. We are the ones who are using them for the wrong things.
Yeah, so he does have a point. Why are you crying? You don't pay taxes in America. No, you don't. It is us who are misusing our resources.
But this is someone who is considered one of the richest people in Kenya. This is someone who was president for a very long time. This is someone whose dad was president for a very long time.
Yeah.
Who is to blame?
No, for argument's sake, he pushed Kenya forward to an extent.
No, but they didn't start procuring their own ARVs.
No, they did not.
They're still waiting for America.
Yeah, this is like Mumbipiri complaining about prisons not having toilets when she's been in power for a while.
Why? Because this is mockery. What's Kenyatta?
Yeah, I know, right? He can afford the ARVs if he got sick.
Probably can afford, yeah.
Yeah.
He probably affords.
It's about like $500 a month.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and also it's important that you mentioned that because here in Zambia we have people who are using ARVs that are on the standard of Europeans. It's not everyone who's
yes. We are
saying the majority
I must get the amount correct. $500? About $500, somewhere there per month. But it's something that if you work nicely, you can manage.
Yeah. There are a lot of people getting ARVs like that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people that are very secretive about it, actually.
Doesn't everyone go to a different province to get it?
Yeah. They buy the way we buy these other things.
Which other things?
They go to stuff in
Yo. You want us to find them by the gate? Clapping. Finally. Yeah, so a man has been sentenced to life for the murder of 10-year-old Chikondi Banda. Please.
Yeah, I think this was important to talk about because this garnered a lot of media attention.
Okay.
I think these are the issues that people are supposed to be attentive about.
Who was Chikondi Banda?
So Chikondi Banda was, of course, a 10-year-old from Garden who was kidnapped by someone who he knew, a neighbor. this person kidnapped Chikondi and made efforts to get a ransom. So contacted the Chikondi's parents and asked for, I think it's a 12,000 or something. And they didn't produce that money. So, and the thing was that when this boy went missing, we were following it. So they were showing us on Diamond TV, kudos Diamond TV. They were following this story until the point that his body was discovered. I think 3 days afterwards, was discovered in a maize field near Amazingminds police. Dead, of course, partially decomposed. It was something that was very sad, and it was an emotional time, I think. I felt very bad myself as well. And no one deserves such kind of a thing. And this is someone who the boy knew. So the boy trusted him because he was kidnapped as he was coming from school. So the boy trusted him when the guy said, "Follow me." Yeah. So it's good that there's some sort of closure. Yeah, of course, there's no way that we can bring Chikondi back. A young life was lost. Yeah, so I think this is important that we had it.
Yeah, sentence to life serves him right.
Yeah.
Guys like this, when they go to prison, they need to encounter people who do unto them as they did unto others. Not killing, but I'm talking about the molestation aspect.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, I think they need to be taught one or two lessons. Yeah, so and on the Copper Belt, cholera rises to 96 cases.
By the time you're watching this, it could be more.
It could be more, yeah. That time of the year, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We hope we are not going to report further on cholera.
I'm afraid we might.
We might. There was that year where we reported cholera.
Last year.
It was last year. I even used to complain, guys. Cholera again.
The numbers, we had all those chats.
Yeah, there were serious chats. It was like the COVID. It was like the COVID arrangement.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you tell us who this man is?
Is Elisha Matambo? You spoke about him last week. He was the one who was commissioning the...
No, tell the people.
That's Elisha Matambo, Copper Belt Province Minister, who was saying that we should close the restaurants in Chitirabombo near the border in Kasumbalesa. What did I just say? Chitirabombo, Kasumbalesa, they are sort of the same place.
Yeah, almost the same place. Yeah. So, yes, Mr. Matambo, who I think has a very relaxed job, honestly, cutting ribbons at roundabouts and whatnot. Not much to do on the Copper Belt.
Yeah, you have a point.
They don't even have a cinema. So
they don't have a cinema in Copper Belt?
No, there's one cinema in Zambia. Unless you're referring to Plaza 1 and Plaza 2 and all that nonsense.
Copper Belt could be cinema?
No, bro.
I didn't know.
We have one cinema. Oh, not one cinema. We have cinemas in one province in this country. Lusaka, the Iron Fist of Zambia. The rest have plazas. Cinemas are in Lusaka.
Okay, I didn't know that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah, so he has a bit of a boring job.
Yeah.
Not much to do.
Yeah, and you can imagine this is Copper Belt we're talking about.
Yes, which is supposed to be...
Do you even know the minister of Rapporteur?
They have a minister?
What about Mchinga province?
I didn't even know they had ministers. Do they need ministers? Isn't that a waste of human resource and government funds which they can take to load shedding? Guys, seriously, load shedding is an emergency. If you need to cut off some of these ministers from these provinces that don't have much to do, cut them off and take it to load shedding.
Load shedding, you're in.
No, it's bad. It's an emergency. Yeah. So, Mr. Matambo, all right? Yeah, Mr. Matambo, check it out.
That I think I've failed to go through. So, as a minister for the province, my recommendation is that those restaurants which where they are cooking here and fecal matter is somewhere here, I think those they have to be closed temporarily as we embark on cleaning the surroundings, because the cholera is not a joke. So the restaurants which we have seen, I'm sure all of you have seen that it's not possible to have a restaurant here, they are cooking, Here they are eating, and then the debt is here. I'm sure you have seen that. I think those they should be closed temporarily, I think for a short period of time, so that the council can embark on, and other stakeholders can embark on cleaning the surroundings. That's when they will open those restaurants.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Wait, that was the last thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're done.
I didn't know that.
What did you think about the show?
I feel like we should go for another hour or something.
We should go for another hour. Yeah, so in Congo.
That's a good way to start.
I know. Yeah, it was a good show. What do you think about the show? Did I ask?
Yeah, I did.
Did I ask how you are?
I said, you're a bad boy.
Yes, so this has been the Monday show. Monday show, not because it comes on Mondays, but comes on Mondays because it's the Monday show. Mondays, 22 hours Central African time. And we have Bible Talks every Friday, 22 hours Central African time, here on YouTube and Spotify for podcasters.
Napasi kuka 5 minutes Bible Talks, man.
Oh, aye. Oh, that was on the spot. I've never been this blank.
Apostle, come on.
Yeah, honestly speaking, I think at the rate things are going, we can't rely on the government. We need to rely on a higher source for everything. We must realize that before we can rely on what our government can provide for us, we can rely on God first. And then we can then say, what can we provide for our countries? I think that's a better thing to say, not what can my country do for me, but what can I do for my country? You as a citizen, what part are you playing in your country? What contribution are you making towards your country? I think that's a question I'll leave with you as a Christian. All right?
Amen.
Thank you so much and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Hey, like what you see? I know you do. Hit the button below to subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Ciao.